Hi everybody! You're also going to see my dark evil secret that hasn't been a secret for a long time. We have a hand cam, so you can finally see how I play video games. Also, I'm gonna throw Ophelia under the bus by saying she was the one who picked everything. All the costumes, that's who you point to.
I am totally normal about Majima, okay? I am totally normal about this man.
But without any further ado, in 3, 2, 1, let us begin the run. So, this game takes place 6 months after the events of Infinite Wealth. We're in August of 2024. Most of the games come out the year they happen, with the exception of this one, obviously, because this just came out in February. Majima doesn't remember who he is, or so we think, because there's a bunch of flashbacks, and it's never really guaranteed when he gets it back. And also, he seems to know a lot of things about the Yakuza. Also, this is technically a Devil May Cry game. Why is it a Devil May Cry game? Because we can stinger. You know, just a casual stinger, and it's like, haha. And then we have people blocking. No blocking allowed, please. And that's the first fight. Now, Keith, we're going to fight him 3 times in Chapter 1. Isn't that fun?
What did Keith ever do to us?
He threatened to kill us.
You know, that's fair.
I was gonna say, in Yakuza, it's usually because somebody threatened to kill us in some way, shape, or form.
There we go. Again, the game likes to be like tutorial, and everybody gets infinite health until you are done the tutorial and/or skip it. However, one unfortunate thing about this game is there is ship tutorials, and we can't skip those, and it's really big pain. Also, I have a bit of a gimmick, because on the table are a bunch of drinks from the franchise, or that you can find in the franchise, and we'll be showing those off throughout the run, because I brought a ton of them, because I was like, you can't have a Yakuza run without, you know, Boss Coffee and CC Lemon, right? Now, even if we get into this fight here, we can just run up the stairs, because it's, you know, the game doesn't care. There are certain fights where the game is going to care whether we, you know, fight them, so we're just gonna ignore that fight, and then we're gonna head into the bar where we meet Noah's father. The lore is weird, because it's like the drunker he gets, the stronger he is, which makes no sense, but whatever, it's fine. It's Yakuza. Things don't have to make sense. As a matter of fact, this is the most bizarre game in the franchise, because there's so many things that are like, this would never be possible in real life. So it's kind of completely fine.
Again, as you said, it's Yakuza. We don't need would happen in real life. We need would happen in Yakuza.
Also, this game also has the most arcade games in a single game. It has 6 arcades, Virtual Fighter TB, Ocean Hunter, Daytona USA 2, although it's not called that because they lost the license, Fighting Vipers 2, another version of Virtual Fighter TB. Also, that was Keith 2. And it also has 14 Sega Master System games and 2 Sega SG-1000 games. So right now we're going to sleep. Yes, that is a change station. We'll get to that in a moment. That'll be in Chapter 2 that we finally get to change into Ophelia's choices for costume. But for now, we're sticking with the game's choices. Now we have to do the cooking minigame. Yes, there's a cooking minigame here. There's also going to be a petting zoo. So if you want to play a game with a petting zoo, this is the perfect one, because there is a petting zoo. And we want to make sure that we don't get into the fight, because if we get into the fight, we can't talk to Noah right away. So that's what we're going to do. Again, skipping some cutscenes. And then we're going to pick this one because it's a little faster, because getting rid of scum is easier than doing other things.
Abby, I am losing it over here. I am so happy there's a cooking minigame in this.
You're welcome!
This is so fantastic. I love Yakuza so much.
So we've done part 1, and then we have Skim the Scum.
That's so important.
It really is.
You don't
can't-
skim that scum in your broth. That's it.
Exactly.
And there we go. The cooking minigame is done.
No, come back.
I need more cooking Mama Goro Majima.
I mean, you could cook for as long as you wanted, but in
Don't
the
tempt-
speed run,
don't
we don't
tempt
have
me.
to do it more than once.
It's like, hi, Ophelia, have you ever finished this game? And she's like, yes, I have finished the cooking, maxed it out, all the stars. There's more to the game? What? No way.
We're not going to talk about the amount of hours I spent doing side quests and side content in Yakuza 0, okay?
Perfection.
And so now we're going to get into a fight because the pirates are angry that I keep beating them. And we're going to do it again, but also we're going to get our petting zoo started soon. Also, we have a tiny tiger with us, and Noah seems to think it's a cat, and I'm like, I don't think that's how that works, but okay. Also, his name is Goro, so we name the ship the Goro Maru, not because of Goro Majima. We name it because of Goro the tiger.
As
It's
one
just
does.
so convenient that the tiger's name is Goro. And it's like, okay, this is fine, whatever. So right now, we're going to go to the shop, not purchase anything in the shop, and then the shopkeep's going to be like, I'm going to cook this chicken. And it's going to be like, no, we're going to take that as a pet.
Is it Nugget?
No,
Oh.
Can it be Nugget?
no.
Oh.
Its name is Phoenix.
Oh.
That is really dramatic, and I'm here for it.
Again, we got to make sure that we don't get into a fight here, so that way we can get to the petting zoo. It's really weird how certain things you're okay to be in a fight for. Like, especially once we get to Honolulu, it's like, oh, this is fine. But right now we have to feed our pets in our petting zoo. We only have to do this once in the speed run. And I will forever keep trying to skip that, and it's like, no. Also, for some reason, Goro has bear meat, I don't know, and the chicken's gonna have, you know, golden eggs. It's just a thing. Also, I have to give a shout out to Garlic Dread, because without Garlic Dread, this doesn't happen because they gave me their save file. And so without their save file, we don't have this run today. So now it's time to do Keith 3. And this time it wants to teach us about parrying. If we don't parry correctly, he has infinite health. This is what kills runs. So eventually he's going to turn blue, he has infinite health here, and then it's going to be like, you can counter hit. And it's going to be like, hey, by the way, it's also tied to the jump button. So you might jump, who knows? Anyway, that was Keith 3. And now we go on to the boat, and where we meet our first crewmate that we recruit, who is Masaru. But before we get to Masaru, we're going to summon the Majimas. This is a thing from Yakuza 5. They are real, they are not imaginary, they are not fake. This is just a thing he gets in Yakuza 5. And it sticks with him for the rest of the series, though, fun fact, I've never played 7. My bad. And now we're going to fight Masaru. Again, he's the first. Well, no, because technically Keith is the first boss character, but really Masaru has boss-like health. And just like that, we're going into phase 2. And here's where the comedy of Yakuza comes in, because of course he sneezes and dodges the shot because he sneezes.
Can we also talk about the denim apron? Amazing.
Yes.
Honestly, this is a look.
Also, there is a side quest with Masaru, because Masaru's actor is a comedian. It's absolutely hilarious and definitely worth doing during your casual playthrough because it gives you some of the best crew members you can have. It's just really long. If it wasn't so long, we would do it. Also, here's Captain Jack, who is not going to bring us back to the railroad track.
Is he collecting more pets for your petting zoo?
No, he's trying to collect treasures, and also he's kind of upset that we're here. Also, I don't know why they're using Blunderbuss in, 2024, but whatever, it's fine.
Aesthetic.
Yeah, it looks cooler.
some bosses will take damage while they're doing their super move, but generally they're immortal until they're done their super move, and you have to dodge it. Otherwise, you're going to get an extended knockdown, and it's going to suck. But that was pretty good. So now Masaru has joined us, and Masaru's like, here's a cell phone. And of course, since we have a cell phone, we get to play music. Don't worry, that's coming in Chapter 2, because unfortunately we have to sail everywhere, and RGG decided to make sailing, even on a fully upgraded boat, the slowest thing in the world. Also, we're about to meet another salesman who has a bag of chips beside him. We need to be careful to not pick up the bag of chips, because it's going to, like, lose us a second. There's literally a bag of chips beside him.
But they're delicious.
And so, Stinger again. And there we go. Slow kick, hooray. And then we're going to meet Jason and fight him, because Jason's a little overprotective of Noah. The story reason is that Jason has moved from Honolulu because he wants Noah to be safer because Noah has asthma. And it's really heartwarming, but also it's like, you're a bit overprotective and should kind of let him live his life. And so that's why this is all happening. And this is why I say we don't know when Majima gets his memory back, because he's totally playing pirate so that Noah can experience the world. It's really heartwarming. But right now we have to fight Jason, and again, as I mentioned, Jason has this weird gimmick where the drunker he is, the stronger he becomes. Please don't do that in real life. That's not how that works. And there we go, phase 2.
Where
Again,
was he storing that?
I don't know.
It's best not to ask that question.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Majima's in his 60s. Just so everyone can feel old. This is a 60-year-old man bending in half and so on and so forth.
That's the thing. I've been doing some math in my head, and I was like, okay, so Zero took place in late 80s. How old is Majima? Oh, okay.
Well, he's 24 and 0, and that takes place in 1988. And now we're in 2024, so
Oh, God.
huzzah. Now we're in Chapter 2.
Anyone else just age out of existence?
A little bit, yeah.
None of this is my fault. All right, so now we are setting sail. And this is where we get the ship tutorial, which takes forever because it does force us to do it. And it's like, but I'm in New Game Plus. Can I please just skip this? No, you must do it. And it's like, okay, fine.
They're like, but Abby, don't you want to fire the cannon again?
Well, yeah, but I'd like to do it and the ship just dies. And so now we get the ship versus ship combat where both crews fight each other. And again, it's Captain Jack, who is still not bringing us to the railroad track. God, I hope somebody's getting that reference. I realize it's a reference from the 90s, but hi, I'm old. There we go. The clones are very useful because they'll hit everything. And technically you want to do a spin attack, and I keep forgetting that. But it's fine. And now we get the Mad Sea Dog style, but this game unfortunately suffers through what I like to call infinite wealth syndrome, where you have to wait for the game to get you to a certain point to be able to use things. So in order to use your blunderbuss, you need to pick the blunderbuss up in the game. So I'm going to switch back to regular once the swords come back to me. So because I have full upgrades and abilities. So it works out well. And there we go. He's going to go for his super move. Is Jason... Also, your AI helpers kind of suck, because they'll just stand there, and sometimes they'll be like, please do our super move. And it's like, no, I don't want to do your heat move, please. It's really bad.
I have yet to find a game that actually has good AI helpers, so that doesn't surprise me.
You know what game has good AI helpers? Infinite Wealth.
Oh.
So now we're learning about rings. So we're going to get our first treasure, which is a ring, which will allow me to equip all my rings, giving me so much more power. Also, we've got a couple of CDs, but I already have every song in the game. And I'm going to add a song to the list, and I hope everyone appreciates it. So right now, we're sailing, and there is a bit of a gimmick with sailing. So you'll notice how I was using boosters there, but when we enter wind tunnels, we can't use the boost anymore. It's either pick one or the other. So while wind tunnels, save our boost, as you can see, I'm only at 1 of 6, there is kind of that disadvantage. And here we go. We're about to go get our first treasure. And also, more tutorial. We're never going to use the rocket launcher or pick a crewmate backup ever again. And it's like, Sega, please let me skip this. I'm begging you. So here we go, and then it's going to mention. So there we go. And then it's going to be like, please hold the rocket launcher for a second, and then you're going to unhold it. And then you're going to have to re-hold it. And it's like, what is the point of that? Also, we're going to leave your opponent with 1 HP. And it's like, why wouldn't you just let it kill? But that's, the tutorial, I guess.
So between Blunderbuss and Rocket Launcher, which do you think wins?
Blunderbuss, and you'll see why.
Okay, got it.
We just need to get there.
I like how this is an argument you've already considered. You're like, no, I have an answer immediately.
You think you're memeing, but actually.
Yeah.
So here we go. Once again, every time we're not in Honolulu, it will start us with Mad Sea Dog, which is very unfortunate until we get the blunderbuss. So it's like, I have to switch, and then I can stinger, and then we're good, and then we can move on. It's just kind of a pain. Also, you will see me purposely get into fights later on, especially when I'm in Honolulu, because I have no evidence to back this up, but I'm pretty sure Majima runs faster if he's in combat. And since when we're in Honolulu, the game won't penalize us for being in a fight, it's like, aha, free running speed. Yes, let's go. Also, we're going to have to fight a bear here in a second. Just so we're all aware that we do have to fight animals. We're also going to fight a tiger later on, as well as another bear.
Is there a lion in this fight anywhere?
No.
Oh.
Unfortunately, we cannot do lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
Oh.
I'm sad.
We should pet this exact bear.
Pet the bear.
Pet the bear.
I mean, we can't. He's trying to kill me.
You're kind of petting him with
A knife?
Oh,
Thank
no.
you, Jason, for punching the bear in the face.
Thanks, Jason.
Again, I don't know what Masaru was doing, but it was like, okay, cool, I guess.
I'm here and I'm helping.
I guess.
We are helping.
All right, now we go to the lighthouse. This is the only lighthouse we're going to get because we don't need to get lighthouses. We just need to sail from one end to the other. So we're just going to go. Also, I'm going to equip those rings right now since I have that option. So we're going to put this one on. This one right here is the hardest ring to get in the game and will give us infinite heat, which is very nice. And then we're going to put this ring on.
I'm giggling at Majima's face during this entire menuing sequence. This is beautiful.
It's Majima.
It is. Yep, this is very Majima.
Oh, by the way, can I give you an interesting Majima voice actor fact?
Yes, please.
If you're a fan of the anime known as Bleach, and you're a fan of the Espada arcs, he plays Neutra, the fifth Espada. So there's your interesting fact for other voices he's done, or voice work that he's done. There we go. So now they're gonna be like, hey, heal Masaru, but Masaru tries to like run away, and I'm like, sir, Please stop running away.
You live here now, bud.
Oh, I had to talk to Noah first, so I have to do it again. Oh no. Imagine having to do something again because you messed it up. Yes, Jason. The ship is called the Goromaru. Thank you. So now we're going to go off to Nele Island. Nele Island was an essential plot point in Infinite Wealth. They gloss over Infinite Wealth so much here. You do not need to play Infinite Wealth to understand anything that goes on in this game. Also, you don't need to play Yakuza 7 either, because Yakuza 7 is all about Ichiban. So it's just like, eh. However, you know, Infinite Wealth has things to do with this game, so, you know, I wouldn't advise skipping over it, but you could if you wanted to. So now we're in ship combat. We get meats, eggs, and money every time. We're going to have to do ship combat until I'm done getting all the travel points. Also, since I mentioned song, I'm going to add that song right now. Oh yes. I hope you're all ready to roll around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow.
Always.
However, the songs do get interrupted every time you go into combat. But again, sailing kind of takes a lot of the time. Chapter 2 is the longest. It takes about an hour to complete because of all the sailing. So I thought, you know, let's play music to kind of like entertain, because there's going to be quite a bit of downtime, because it's literally just hold triangle or Y to move. Again, we don't need the other lighthouses, so we're just going to ignore those. Also, we're going to ignore the merchant ships, because there's just no reason to use them. Also, every time we do get into a safe zone, which is where the lighthouses are, it refills our bar back up, so we go back up to 6, which is really nice. Also, if you have any jam emotes, feel free to fill the chat with them, if you wish.
Chat thinks they heard Daytona and got very excited.
I mean, Daytona is a sound option. Also, if you're a fan of Persona 3 Reload, It's Going Down is also a song. So, you know, there's a ton of options. Oh, wait, I'm still in combat. Oops.
Oh, no.
My bad.
We've all had that moment of just, oh, I'm still fighting somebody.
I'll go back and stop you, I guess.
I'll go back and take out your boat. Fine.
I was like, wait a minute, I'm still hearing combat music. What's happening? Because unfortunately with boat combat, you can't just run away. Although this wasn't too bad because we're pretty close to Nele Island anyway, so it wasn't the end of the world. And here we go. We're about to hit. And ta-da. And we're going... What do you... Game, please. Don't scroll to not now. That's bad.
You're like, no, please, now.
So here we are on Nele Island. This is where Endgame for Infinite Wealth takes place. Also, spoilers kind of for Infinite Wealth, because it's been a year. I'm sorry. But also, this is the game after Infinite Wealth. So there's what I mean. They're like, please use my uh-oh. Well, I guess we get to see this one. Oh, I didn't realize that was going to multi-hit so much. Alright. Plus, they do look cool.
That was a pretty impressive heat move.
Indeed. And it did end the fight,
There
so
we
it
go.
worked out in the end.
Speedrun strats.
Indeed. Come on, game. There we go. So, the Yakuza we meet here, his name is Shigaki. I don't know what he's from. I don't know if he's like from 7 or if he's just a new guy and it was like, I used to have a family. Also, for anyone who recognizes these two, yeah, Majima's crew is still kind of around, or at least those two are. Somehow they didn't lose their memories or get lost or anything. They were perfectly fine. And this is Rodriguez. He's really cool. He never joins the pirate crew, unfortunately. Neither does Shigaki. Also, Shigaki's kind of a dick. More on that in Chapter 5. So, every time we're done with Nele Island, it makes us just run to the boat. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just make us go on the boat?
That would be nice.
Indeed. Also, we can get beverages and things like that here. As well as CDs and what have you, as we're going to Stinger. Because again, I don't have my free multi-hit yet for Mad Sea Dog. That's what the blunderbuss is for, and that's why I say it's better than the cannon, because it's like, this hits people. The cannon just hits boats.
I see your argument now.
Indeed. So yeah, Rodriguez goes, do you mind if my guys have a second shot at you? And Majima's like, sure, I don't care. I'll just beat them again. That's literally what happens there. They're like, we kind of want revenge. And it's like, but you're not going to kill me. So I'm like, eh? So now we have to hear out Masaru's story, because now we're going to Madlantis. The most, this could never exist in real life thing in Yakuza history. And there are a lot of things that can't exist in Yakuza in real life. But this, oh, just wait. So here we go. Of course, we're going to be met by Madlantis security. And there's going to be a funny moment. And don't worry, that guy is going to be back a ton. So anyway, woohoo, jumping. Again, I love stingering, and it's great. And I'm just going to let this play for a second, just because it's very comical, and I think the crowd's going to like it. So it's all like, hey, you owe us something, gives you $200, and just chucks him off the boat.
Get off my boat.
And there we go. And welcome to Madlantis, where it's just a ship graveyard. And it's just, oh god, what is that, underneath, it's just purgatory. And I went the wrong way, again. Huzzah!
You're too busy thinking about purgatory.
Yes.
I'm too busy thinking about this being one of the most Yakuza settings that I have ever seen. You are so right. This could not happen anywhere but Yakuza.
Also, we're not going to play baseball, but the game is going to be like, you're so cool at baseball. However, if you were doing New Game, it is actually very, very, very useful to play baseball, because you get two of the best crewmates from it. One of them being Kaito from Lost Judgment. Oftentimes you see people running Kaito files. Speaking of which, would you like me to tell you the chronological order, as we're about to fight Keith for the 4th time, on how you would play the Yakuza franchise?
Yes.
All right. So, of course, you start with Yakuza 0. Then you go to Yakuza 1 or Kiwami 1. I would recommend Kiwami 1 simply for the fact that it will work on modern hardware. And also, you don't need a PS2 or a PS3 with a Japanese account, or a Wii U that has a Japanese account. Then you would go to K2. Then you go to Yakuza 3, which, fun fact, was the first Yakuza I ever saw. Shoutouts to Metroid Prime. Then you go to Yakuza 4. Then Yakuza 5. Then Yakuza 6. And then Judgment. Not Yakuza 7, Judgment. Then you go to Yakuza 7. Then you go to Lost Judgment. Then you go to Infinite Wealth. Then you go to this. Actually, no, I lied. You would go to The Man Who Erased His Name before that, because it's what Kiryu is doing during the events of 7. So you would do Yakuza 7 or The Man Who Erased His Name. Then you would do Lost Judgment. Then you would do infinite wealth, then you would do this. So yeah. All right, so Masaru's here to not help, and we're just gonna sting her. Also, I must apologize because I'm also a Devil May Cry runner, so that's why I keep calling it that. And then slide to win. Now, you can get crew members all throughout the game. As a matter of fact, if you're doing new game, you need up to 15 crew members. We already have that taken care of because any crew members that you would get through mini games, such as baseball, etc., you get to keep. It's the ones that you find out in the that you find in the wild that you can't keep. Also, if you're wondering why I'm not using like laser cannons and stuff like that, it's because you have to wait until you have finished visiting Honolulu for the first time. So now we're finally going to get the gun. We are also going to get Captain Beef, a very useful first mate, and also kind of a comedic character. And then that is when Mad Sea Dog becomes useful, in my opinion. But first we have to get through some fights here. Again, Majima won't run, and it's like, can you run, sir, so I can, you know, be able to hit things? But he's like, no, I'm gonna jump first. And I'm like, Majima, please. Also, there's Masaru being like, let me do our heat move, and it's like, no, 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 no. Yeah. Also, at least in this game, the enemies don't say, I'll sue you. Because the fun fact is, if you've ever played the Yakuza series, up until Infinite Wealth, the enemies all spoke Japanese. But since you're in America, they all speak English. And a thing they would say a lot is, I'll sue you. In this one, they don't say that. Also, unfortunately, they don't allow what I thought would have been cool, which is that Japanese characters speak Japanese and American characters speak English. Because obviously Danny Trejo is a major character in Infinite Wealth. You've got Samoa Joe as a major character in this game. And it's like, oh, I can't hear them unless I play in English. And it's just really disappointing.
That is sad.
I can't play Yakuza in English. I as soon as I saw all of the remasters for Zero in English, I was like, I don't like this. This is wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also can't play this game in English. However, you can also now play it in Chinese, which is kind of cool that they've added that language now.
So does Captain Beef go into the petting zoo?
No,
Oh.
Captain Beef becomes our first mate.
Oh.
Because he increases our damage to ships, which is really nice.
I love the idea of just shouting out, my first mate, Captain Beef.
Indeed. There we go. So now we have the warp point, and so now we're going to warp to... They call it Hawaii, but it's Honolulu. It's established in Infinite Wealth. That's where we are. And with the exception of them not mentioning most of the plot of Infinite Wealth, it's... Actually, it's not even acknowledged most of the time. It's just like, oh yeah, one of the main villains knew about Atlantis and stuff, but decided to not do about it, despite the fact that he, like, completely controlled the Hawaiian underworld. And I'm like, okay, I don't know why you're letting this exist, but okay, whatever, it's fine. Also, something immortality. Again, we don't question these things. And there we go. More combat. And we're good.
There's something just so perfect about the pirate ship with the jet engine on the back and the machine gun on the front, as well as cannons. Like, I need this pirate ship. I need to become a pirate.
Oh, just wait until we're done with Honolulu the first time. Oh, it gets more fun.
Yes.
That's so ready.
Again, you don't see me use cannon fire a lot because the ships die too fast. And also running into them, I say as I use the cannons. Whatever, it's fine. Again, this is how you level up some of your crew, is by fighting them. And then the other crew, which is when we board other ships, they level up through that. Again, we already have a max level crew. And also, because I don't have the DLC, which is Kiryu, Kiryu is Onomichio, and so on and so forth, I don't have like a full crew. Also, this is the Goro Pirates theme without lyrics, because there is a lyrical version as well. Just casually sailing. Like I said, this is what makes Chapter 2 so long, because it takes forever to get to point A to point B. Not just because we have to do combat, but because the ship is so slow. Which is why I put the music on, so that it's a little more enjoyable. So there we go. Oh, come on. I have to turn around to deal with that one. Because of course I do.
How dare you make me turn around?
There we go. And we did it. There's also a bounty on our heads now, because we beat Captain Jack twice. So he went to his, the guy who's basically his boss and was like, can you put a bounty on this guy's head? And he was like, sure. So even though we're doing really good, the only way to get that bounty removed is to fight him to the death. But we need a pirate crew in order to fight him to the death. And so that's what we're trying to do. So here we go. We're finally here. And also, the Street Surfer from Infinite Wealth makes a return. But we don't get that yet. So now we're in our, hey, we're casual, because Majima's like, me running around with a pirate coat would just be weird.
No, that's
Here.
fashion.
And so that's why he's...
fashion, sweetie. Look it up.
Oh, don't you worry about the fashion, because we're almost at the point where Ophelia's selection choices will be what we see.
That's exciting.
I am so excited.
I can't wait to see what you picked.
So now we're running. And again, we will be getting into combat here because I'm pretty sure Majima runs faster, and the game doesn't care if I fight them because we can just run. Also, the game is very blunt about what we fight. And as is tradition with Yakuza games, there are enemies named Sega. And yes, you get something for fighting enemies named Sega.
Do we get a new Dreamcast?
No. Someday. We can only hope. Alright. And so we're heading to the bar. The bar was a essential location in Infinite Wealth. And again, it's one of those instances where the cutscene takes priority. Unfortunately, we can't buy any of the classic Yakuza drinks at the bar. We can't even buy anything at the bar. We can, like, make things. Also, some cutscenes are weird, where you have to wait for a dialogue box to pop up first. And then we're going. Anyone play Yakuza 0 would recognize this song. And then, oh no, they're bullying our friend. So we're going to bully the bullies.
Yeah.
And there we go. And now we're going to get our next crewmate. And also, he also unlocks being able to upgrade the ship. So that's what we're going to do now. And then we're just going into Shinobi Sushi, and it's Clark. He's just here. Come on. He's got infinite health right now because we're waiting for him to do the move. Again, usually when they glow red, that's when it's time to be like, get ready to parry. But again, most of the time the game's like, you're gonna jump. And it's like, can you maybe not jump, please? And it's like, nah, I'm gonna jump.
He wants to hop. Let him hop.
But then I can't counterattack.
Okay.
So now we're going to see Julie. Again, Julie was how we upgraded weapons in Yakuza Infinite Wealth. Again, I call it Yakuza 8 a lot. As a matter of fact, in Japan, it is called... oh god, I can never pronounce the Japanese name of the series right. But it's called 8. And also, the Infinite looks like a sideways 8. So I just call it Yakuza 8. I'm sorry. So here we go, we're running. And there we go. And we're going, ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all. I was hoping to not get into a fight here. So I'm going too far. But also I needed to go that far. And the reason we needed to go that far is so that we could get the cab location. Because the game doesn't like giving us the cab location once we hit here. We have to go a little bit further in order for it to happen. And now we're here. And you can get Julie as a crew member, but she has to make you 3 cannons. She's already done that for us. But we have to talk to her when we're not in the middle of doing something. And now we're going to get the Street Surfer, because as you can see, we're seeing a bunch of do not enter signs. And that's because the game's like Street Surfer time. Also, we get Oka, you know, as a crew member once we're done this. Indeed, it is better than walking. He's so impressed, and
He's
he
so
just
excited.
rides it for like less than 15 seconds, but whatever. And then thugs try to pick a fight. Tisk tisk. And there we go. And then it mentions going around and recruiting people. We're not going to do that. We also don't get to use the Street Surfer that much. Like right now, we're not going to use it. We're going to open the map and just cab. And here is where we get Ophelia's choices. I hope you're ready.
I think Ophelia's ready, if nothing
I'm
else.
extremely ready.
Oh, by the way, you can do karaoke on the ship. Karaoke is not limited to bars. Oh, right, I have to do the Aloha, right.
I mean, if you're gonna have a pirate ship, you might as well have karaoke.
Unfortunately, we can't play any arcade games or the Sega Master System.
Sad.
It's really disappointing. But karaoke. So now it's like, please change your outfit. And it's like, okay, we're going to do that.
We can do that.
And it saves your outfit to whatever your last save was. So, of course, we're going with the Luffy for Majima's casual. And then once we go back to sea, you will see what the pirate captain outfit is.
Exciting.
It's so perfect.
Also, we're going to see a familiar face in Yakuza 8, aka Infinite Wealth. Also, it's Friday night, everybody.
That was like literally the perfect time for that music to cut. I was like, no. You're torturing me, Abby. It's fantastic.
Also, we can just casually go aloha to people and they'll become our friends. It's basically they added Facebook, but it's you just go aloha to people randomly and they become your friends. I don't know why Facebook friending people is a thing in I mean he's 60. I guess he would use a version of Facebook. I don't know.
I mean, if there's a 60-year-old man driving around on this just randomly going, aloha, I'd probably be his friend, especially in that outfit.
So here we have Aloha Happy. We have no idea what happened to him because in Infinite Wealth, he doesn't get that damage. And it's just like, huh. But yeah, we can go around taking pictures and both of the Aloha Happy employees are kind of terrible crewmates. And because they take so long, I would not advise using them even in a casual playthrough. There we go. Now we're going to Diamond Head.
Does your Segway have wings?
Yes, it does.
I think it got all fancy when you changed the outfit.
It did.
Abby, I'm so happy right now.
It also has a flag
I
of
know.
half of his tattoo.
Amazing.
And then here we go. We're almost there. Also, we're about to save a cat, and they're going to join the petting zoo.
Yay, petting zoo.
They're going to get bullied. That's why we saved them. Because, like, they're going to eat, like, or try to eat half a sandwich, and then this guy's like, no. And it's like, no.
I thought you were like, they're gonna get bullied in the petting zoo, and I was like, no!
Oh, no, they don't get bullied in the petting zoo. This is also where we learn about bounties. This is the only bounty we do in New Game Plus. Basically, this game isn't as bad as Infinite Wealth when it comes to, please do this activity that has nothing to do with anything. Infinite Wealth is notorious for that. As a matter of fact, there's a thing where we just sit and do nothing for 3 minutes. So there we go, we win.
What happens if you turn yourself in?
You can't.
That is not something Majima would do.
No, maybe not, but it would be still funny to see what would happen if you did.
True.
So now we go to the big shopping mall where all the arcade games are, but also Julie's shop is there. It's like, please go shopping. And it's like, no, I'm just going to go to Julie's. And it's like, oh, well, okay then.
Speaking of cool arcade games, I do have some cool games that were made by LadyArcaders because LadyArcaders actually held a lag jam last November in 2024 at the venue we are currently at. You can play some of the games created at the back of the main stream room, and alternately, you can type !lag jam in chat to find links to our event recaps on the YouTube channel and play the games yourself from the comfort of your own home. So shout out to Team Compact Quayella, who took their Lag Jam project to the next level and is releasing it on Steam. That is so freaking cool.
That's really exciting.
Heck yeah. So now we're getting the grappling hook. Don't ask how this works. Also, he says "whoosh" every time you use it or pull it out. But basically, it's to get a treasure, and then it wants to tutorial. We're gonna skip the tutorial because there's no reason to do it. Also, it's gonna want me to switch styles. Here we go. This is the captain outfit.
Oh my gosh. That's magical.
In a single shot.
Okay, that blunderbuss is nice.
Indeed.
I see your logic now, and will no longer question you on your opinions of blunderbuss versus cannon.
And there we go. And then it's like, please go find crew. And it's like, we have crew. And so we go back to Julie's one more time. So there we go. Also, Clark now becomes a crew member. He's going to become one of our main dudes. I forget what they're called, and I barely pay attention to it. But basically, you can have like 4 lieutenants. So there we go. We're gonna call in the ship. There we go. Although we're gonna want to go down into.
They made the outfit so shiny. I love it.
Indeed.
I'm just so happy. Thank you for letting me choose this.
And now we can leave because we have to meet up with Jason, and then we continue. Because now we're going to choose our crew and crew roles. So here we go, crew formation. So like I said, Captain Beef is our main guy. And then all my level 20s are gonna be on deck.
Wait a second. I just recognized. Why is it Tsuko there?
Because he is.
Okay. I love this game and I haven't even played it. I need to go play this game. Absolutely fantastic. No notes.
Oh, whoops, I screwed that up. I need her back. Where is she?
Is that not, what is,
Do you
did
mean?
I see Nugget?
No, it's Chicken Man.
Okay,
See?
okay.
Chicken Man.
Chicken Man, okay, okay.
And then we're
That's
going to
acceptable, I guess.
change equipment, get ready for laser cannons. Oh, whoops. Menuing, please.
If you're gonna have cannons, you might as well have laser cannons.
You can also have frost cannons or coconut cannons, but frost cannons are really nice. And then the game is like, please go to Rich Island for no reason, because there's no reason to be here. Even in my casual playthrough, I was like, what am I doing here? I mean, sure, we're dropping the cat off into the petting zoo, and we're like, petting zoo, we're gonna do you proud. And then it's like, please go rest in the shed. And it's like, okay.
Chad's saying that Chicken Man is legally distinct Nugget, but I don't think that you need a legally distinct Nugget when Nugget is part of your IP, but I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer.
I don't know.
So is this outfit from somewhere, or?
Yes, Yakuza 0.
This is the 24-hour Cinderella outfit from the karaoke.
Okay.
Karaoke is literally the best part of every Yakuza game because it is just absolutely silly.
He also wears it in Kiwami 1, because in Kiwami 1, Kiwami 1, there is Majima everywhere, and Majima will wear a bunch of different outfits, including this one. So that's where you can also find it. All right, we are not going to sail. We are going to turn around so that way I can just work. Because we have most of our work points at this point.
Your ship is so pretty.
It's so pretty.
To be fair, that is not my design. That is, again, Garlic Dread's design. I didn't change it. I was like, this works. I don't
Yeah.
need to change it.
I
No,
think
that's
it's
a good look.
perfect.
So there we go.
See, I think this outfit really kind of it suits this area. It works. I didn't know about that it would suit, but it works. I made the right choice.
Indeed. I mean, really, any of the choices would have been good, because you can make him look like Cabaret Majima from Zero as well, with ponytail and everything.
It was tempting. It was very tempting.
All right, so now we have to do fighting, and we're done.
The couldn't stand up to the gloriousness of your ship.
Indeed. So here we go. If you can kill their squad leaders, they can't do their attack bonus abilities. And there we go. We win. And then confirm. And then it's like, haha, you won. And it's like, yay. And then it's like, go meet with the king and queen. And it's like, okay. And then continue. And it's like, okay. There we are. Going to have to run back because we get a house here that we're never going to visit. Which is what the cave is.
So there's Cooking Mama and Animal Crossing?
No, because you can't decorate it. You just get a house.
That's a little more tragic.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing is Infinite Wealth. Infinite Wealth is the one that has we have Animal Crossing at home.
Okay. Okay.
So again, we're just running. And it's like, I could do without this. I mean, sure, I can play Sega Master System, but let's not and say we did.
I love how your mission is like, talk to boat reception.
That's our fast travel for inside here.
Ah.
And there we go. And then we're gonna run. So boat reception, and he tends us somewhere. And we run.
I'm afraid that price is. Come on, can't you go any lower?
It is so weird to hear English voices in Yakuza.
Yep, it was an adjustment in Infinite Wealth, because that's where it starts. But also, when you're in Japan in Infinite Wealth, they all go back to Japanese.
Okay, good.
And so we get into another fight.
You're like, we're just trying to get back to our ship. Come on.
I don't know how he missed, but whatever, it works. Also, unfortunately, the arcade here is very disappointing because you only get Virtual Fighter 3 TB as well as just UFO catcher, and it's like, eh. Also, I have no idea what this liquid, or what that liquid was. I've never seen that before. Not a clue what that was.
We're just not going to question it.
Don't worry about it, it's fine.
But also, your tiger has a pirate hat now?
Yes.
That's so adorable.
Like, I know what they are. They're bugs, but I'm like, you can't catch bugs in this game. That's an Infinite Wealth thing. So I didn't even know it existed here. And oh no! Danger. Ow. Alright, there we go. So this is our first one of these where, and you'll see these all throughout the franchise, where it's like a combat movement thing. Usually it's an end game thing, although there are some that are like in the middle of the game too. So yeah, it's the first one of these. Unfortunately, this is also where we get massed combat. It sucks. I don't like it, but it's whatever. You only have to do it 3 times.
I mean, I'm with Majima on, I also need to make a sound effect every time I whip out my hook shot.
So here we go. And it's gonna be like, you can parry. I can never parry this. So that's why I don't like it. So I'm just gonna be like, aw, did the thing, and now he's dead. Or I mean, not dead, because, ooh, that was weird. I've never seen just the body sit there. That's
He was
never
tired.
happened.
He was taking a nap.
Also, I don't know how high that jump was, but again, he is 60,
He's fine.
and he just doesn't care. His knees were like, I don't care that you did that, and it's like... Again, Yakuza games, they don't need to make sense.
These games have never made sense in the best of ways. Holy heck, that blunderbuss is nice.
Indeed.
Wow.
あれからの連中何がしたいんだ
And there we go.
人質おるのに俺ら襲ってきよるそんなのノアを助けてからでいい行こう
Run.
今頃怖がってるはずだ
Took Noah. That's rude.
Indeed, that's why we couldn't warp, because it was setting up the taking of Noah piece. We're almost through this, and you would think that this would be like the end of chapter 2. It's not. It is so not.
Chapter 2's just like, no, I live here now.
Pretty much.
随分時間食ってるな
But it is almost over.
早く行ってやらねえとノアが
Let's keep going
焦ったら
forward.
敵の思うつぼ
Stop
や
jumping, Majima.
ノア
Now,
絶対
time
助けた
for set piece that doesn't make sense. Huzzah.
It's Yakuza. It doesn't need to make sense.
Also, shout out to Tiny Sonic that I didn't realize was very squishy. Very squishy Sonic.
Incredibly squishy.
Again, I have nothing to do here, so that's why I could show off the Sonic. I'm also wearing Sonic the Hedgehog 1 t-shirt, so it fits. Yeah, he just threw his sword and, like, blocked a bunch of grenades. Again, don't try that at home. Nothing like a Majima tornado. And there we go. Fight complete.
Very nice dodge.
Again, Yakuza 6 is the most broken Dragon Engine game because you can just melt people's health. They fixed that with Kiwami 2, which was the second Dragon Engine game, and they basically followed this formula the entire time, where their health locks in a cutscene type of deal. And I kind of wish they went back to Yakuza 6 style. So here we go.
I love the game reminding you, it's like, you do know he's stronger when he's drunk, right? Right?
And now we're going to go back to Honolulu, except for we're not going back to Honolulu because we're going to do one more thing and get another crew member. And then we're going to go back to Honolulu to meet Naomi, who is Jason's eldest daughter. She also works for Michelle, the Pirate Queen, but also runs a jewelry store with her mother in Honolulu. Don't ask questions. Just smile and nod. So here we go.
お疲れさんお疲れ
All right. There we are. There's our new crew member. We won't be adding anybody until we get Saijima, who doesn't show up until like late chapter 4. I mean, he shows up before that, but he doesn't become a crew member till late chapter 4.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have to deal with the devil flags, and then we can go see Naomi, and that's that. So it's kind of like, hey, do this side quest, and it's like, do I have to? And it's like, yeah. And I'm like, fine.
I know in the speed run you're not going to do the subplots and all of that, but they are some of the most hilarious things in these games.
Oh, like I said, the Masaru side quest gives you like 5 of the best crewmates you can have in the game. And it just takes too long that you wouldn't do it in a casual playthrough, because it's technically 6 sub-stories in one. You get rewarded 6 times, but it's still 6 sub-stories.
Well, while we're traveling, let's talk about who we are. LadyArcaders is an all-women's gaming collective that runs weekly showcases and the occasional charity event. We strive to uplift and encourage women in their gaming endeavors by cultivating a supportive environment in which to showcase their talents. If you want to keep up with the LadyArcaders events, you can join our public Discord to get updates on upcoming events. Type !Discord in chat for a link.
Of course, he blocked my entire shot. There we go. Thank you, Masaru, for taking that. Also, we've added 2 people to this. We've added Kaito and, oh my god, I can never remember her name. I feel so bad. But the person who's like, can you help me deal with the devil flags? And we're like, sure. Also, we got treasure. So treasure is how we get, the ship points. The ship points allow us to upgrade ship components. Money allows us to upgrade Majima's attacks. But again, we're already maxed out, so it doesn't really matter. So now we're going to have a giant ship fight. And one thing against boss ships, you only need to kill the boss ship. You do not have to kill the ships around it. Which is convenient. There we go. And we win. Onward. Also, they get really excited when they see whales, and I'm like, is that exciting that you need to shout it every time?
Whales are pretty awesome.
It's like when you drive past a cow. Whale. You gotta shut it out.
I have never driven past a cow and said cow.
You could change that.
This needs to be something you change, Abby.
I guess.
Chad agrees with me. Whales are the cows of the sea.
I thought manatees were the cows of the sea.
Okay, well, you may be correct. We weren't talking about manatees, we were talking about whales.
I suppose. So here's our first boss ship fight outside of the Colosseum. And as you can see, ramming does a ton of damage. And again, that's the only thing we need to deal with. And then, of course, we go into this.
I love how they have to do the same cutscene every time, being like, we're jumping on the ship.
Indeed. you, sheepmen. Sheepmen save the day. So now we get information, and then we move on to the next location. Basically, we're trying to get 40 flags, and that's what we're gonna do. All right, pan. Again, luckily there's this right here. Very convenient. Again, whoever your first mate is who's talking there when you choose a location, so obviously, since mine is Captain Beef, we hear Captain Beef. Every time. So now we're going. There we go. Slowly but surely making our way to the first, or to the second ship, and then we head on to the island. That is also where we get our first cursed instruments. We're not going to see cursed instruments after I use it the first time, which is basically its tutorial, which is unskippable. And it's like, do I have to? And it's like, yeah, and I'm like, I don't really need it. And it's like, too bad.
You're gonna get it.
It's nice when games give you tutorials. It's not nice when games enforce tutorials.
When you can't be like, no, I'm gonna skip it this time. And it's like,
I can be accused of not reading stuff. That's definitely something I've done, but don't make me do it.
yeah.
Also, the robot has a chainsaw. I don't know why it has a chainsaw, but it does.
My brain saw the lady with the big balls on her fist, and I was like, those are like the most dangerous sock and poppers ever.
So, no wait. Gary wouldn't exist in Yakuza 0. So that is Chitose Buster Holmes. And she debuts in Infinite Wealth. She is a pound mate that you can summon, and she'll just pop in and like hit people in the face. Pound mates start in Yakuza 7. And Gary is one in Yakuza 7. Gary is not one in Infinite Wealth. There we go, we win. So then we get the cutscene, then we get the violin, which summons sharks.
That seems useful.
I'm sorry?
Oh, you'll see. Because I'm forced to use it right now. There's also jellyfish. I completely forget the other one. So yeah, we just summon sharks to deal with our enemies.
Amazing.
And there we go. Now we are finally done, or are we? No, we have to do entire crew against entire crew now. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I don't know, I'm a little worried about it.
I mean, it is 100 against, I don't know how many I actually have. 100 against 22.
I think the other side needs more people.
I mean, they're already down to 45.
Oh.
can't summon people or use their special ability. And then they're down to one guy. And everybody just kind of went, we're gonna fight this one guy and be
no.
very, very mean. And there we go. We no longer have to deal with the devil flags.
Was your entire crew about to do like a little dance?
Yes, because Noah's like, we should strike a pose. So they strike a pose, and basically they point to the sky and have a hand over where Majima has his eye patch.
Amazing.
進めこの おっしゃ行くぞ
And there we go. And then we're going to go all the way back to the Anaconda Shopping Center. And then we're just going to drive through the Anaconda Shopping Center. And, you know, it's going to be a thing.
The little hop he
Yeah,
does.
yeah, the little hop when he gets on it every time. I'm just trying to I'm trying to not lose it and laugh into the microphone too hard. But
By the way, everybody has their own Street Surfer, by the way.
of course they do. That's so fantastic.
As we're just zooming through. This street we're going down plays a major role in Infinite Wealth. And what have you. It's where one of the basically what we think is Ichiban's version of Majima hangs out and what have you. And there we go. We have met, and once we go in, that ends chapter 2. Hooray. Now chapters 3, 4, and 5, not nearly as long. They're like a fourth the length.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's all the sailing and what have you that makes chapter 2 so long.
They're like, oh no, we used a lot of our game time in chapter 2. Time to make the rest shorter.
We are not going to do that side quest at all.
Goodbye, side quest.
I'm pouting.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I know it's a speed run. It's allowed. But
You don't have to like it.
yeah.
All right.
お疲れ様ですお疲れさんお疲れ
Back to Nele Island to question Shigaki and be like, you're looking for this treasure, aren't you? And he's gonna be like, treasure? What treasure? We're just trying to make sure you're safe so you can get your memory back. Also, Saijima's coming. And it's like, I see. And then it's like, oh no, you're hiding this. So we beat him up to be like, yo, tell us the truth. Also, we get 2 more crew members because Majima's family members, as in Yakuza family members, which means they're not blood relatives, are like, yo, we're gonna follow you from now on. And there we go. And now we get told the truth. Saijima's still gonna come and he's gonna be like, yo, I don't know, understand what's going on. As far as I know, you lost your memory. I'm here to take you back to Japan. And it's like, nah, we're not doing that.
Speaking of, sorry. No, you go. It is your run.
I was gonna say, and here we go. We're just gonna wait right here. I don't know what hiding does or anything like that. But here we go. It's the tiger, who doesn't care and can punch through anything, which we will see later.
I was gonna say with Majima's Yakuza family coming back, that he's may not be being dragged back to Japan, but we do have a Japanese restream of our marathon going on right now, which is fantastic. We are also going to have a Speedrun Espanol restream on July 25th and 26th. So if you would like to tune in for those alternate language restreams, it would be fantastic if you did so.
And he's dead. I mean, dead. In quotations, because nobody dies in this franchise until the final boss, usually. So here we go. And then we're just running back to the ship, and we're gonna... For some reason, there's a couch in the captain's quarters, and that's what we sleep on.
I mean, that sounds legit.
It's very random. Also, we'll be able to see the karaoke machine.
You're teasing me.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not.
You do it on purpose. I
s-
know it.
I swear. I'm
You're
not.
doing it on purpose. You're like, ooh, karaoke. And I'm like, please. That's also a tiny couch. Oh gosh, my back hurts just looking at it, thinking about sleeping on that.
And then the game doesn't tell you how to begin it, but literally you go right there. But the game isn't like, oh yeah, that's where you go. It's like, So now we learn about Spade Tucker. I feel bad for him because his parents called him Spade.
Yeah, that's the name.
Hey, that's a sub-story we're definitely going to do, right?
No, that's the one
Right?
that I'm talking about that's super
Right?
long and gives you really good crew members, but it's super long because it's super long.
Sad.
So now we're going back to Hawaii for one fight. That's it. We go fight, and then we go back to Madlantis. We do a fight. Also, there's going to be a giant robot.
As there is, yeah. As is tradition. As is tradition.
So here we go. We're just casually going. Hooray.
We should be able to fight things while on the Segway.
Unfortunately not.
I know.
We can't even interact with key points on the Segway.
That's rude.
Sad.
Nice. And there we go. Also, can I just say how weird it is to play a game in full screen? It's been a very long time since I played a game in full screen.
That is a mood.
So now we get to go all the way back to Revolve to ask about the Minato girls. That's all we're gonna do, and then we're gonna leave because again, it's trying to get us to do side content, and it's like, no. I have a story to do super fast.
I love how they're just constantly trying to tempt you, though. Just like, maybe a little bit of side content as a treat. You're like, no.
I'm tempted.
And then we're going to stop at Julie's, and I'm actually going to get Julie as a crew member here and now because it's literally just double talk, and then we're good. And there we go. And then we have to walk outside in order to warp again. And here we go. Yes, call the ship in, please. And so now we're going back to Madlantis. We have to win a fight in order to see him again, or to see Spade, but Spade's gonna run away, as he does. And we do the giant robot fight, and then we do another fight, and then another fight, and then that's the end of Chapter 3, and then it's on to Chapter 4.
How many chapters are there total?
5.
Nice.
So 2 really is the bulk of the run. My goodness.
Yep. So now we go to... Wait. Excuse me? Okay, that's new. There's supposed to be a 4th warp point.
Oh no.
And... Okay, Oh, that's why they're... Okay, right. I was like, wait a minute. I was stepping ahead again.
Ah.
Gotta love it when you step ahead and it's like, oh, right, you're supposed to do this fight first. Then you get the luxury hotel.
Yeah, brain is like, but what about now? And you're like, not yet. And it's like, but now?
It's when you've got your speedrun notes, like just scroll down a little too
Yes.
far, and you're like, oh yeah, this. Oh wait, first.
Yeah.
I wish I could have notes, but unfortunately I never have notes. So tournaments are generally 2 fights, sometimes more. Oh, he's doing a super. Don't hit my sheepmen. My sheepmen did nothing wrong. So here we go. 780 HP. Now what the ice cannons do is, in addition to doing more damage than the regular cannons, it has a chance of freezing the opponent, which basically means they can't attack
That seems
for a
helpful.
period of time. It is very helpful, especially against the Amon pirates. The Amon pirates are very, 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 very difficult. Luckily, we don't fight the Amon pirates in the speedrun, because they are very, very late game, and you have to do like everything in the Colosseum in order to fight them. So there we go. Okay, and then we need to do another one. The Tournament of Captains. Nice, he walked right into that. Fantastic. Please don't do super move. I can do without that. Thank you. Okay, where is the last... Where are they? Oh, they're on the stick. Wait, where is the... Oh, okay, they were hiding behind the mast. Okay. I was like, I cannot find them.
They were hiding.
Don't hide from us. We're just here to help.
We just want to be your friend.
And by friend, we mean brutal enemy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly what friend means in Yakuza.
And there we go.
So while this tournament is happening in Madlantis, our event is happening in the Society Clubhouse, which is a women-owned, community-focused, multi-purpose event space in the heart of Toronto's West End. It is a hybrid space that includes a tap room, artisan market, and event space. It's also home to the best bottle shop in the city, curated by the Society of Beer Drinking Ladies, and isn't that an amazing name? Featuring hard-to-find beers from breweries across Ontario. The Society Clubhouse is available to rent anytime. For more information, you can check out their website at societyclubhouse.com or by typing !SC in chat.
So now we have the luxury hotel, and we're like, cool, we're done fighting, right?
Right?
No.
Oh.
He immediately has bodyguards fight us, and it's like, oh, cool.
That's just rude.
That's a fighting stance.
They're ready. Oh my gosh. Their name is Sanderson, but I thought it said Sandstorm, and I was like, that is a pose for someone named Sandstorm.
I absolutely love that everyone you fight is named.
Yeah.
Like, everyone is named. It's fantastic.
I'm sure they all have a deep backstory as well.
I don't think so.
I
They're
can come up with
I
a
was
deep
just-
backstory for every single Yakuza enemy.
I was like, they're gonna have one shortly.
Don't tempt me.
All right. Unfortunately, or fortunately, no friendly fire. And now we get introduced to shield guys. They are the worst. They can knock you down, cause you stun, and so we want to make sure that we can hit them with this. And sometimes maybe Masaru will be like, here's a giant swing. And it's like, oh, that's cool. Thank you for your giant swing. Okay, so now we've been separated. They've been taken in a giant cave.
何か仕掛けでもあるんちゃうかあの
And we get our second one of
怪し
these.
いの
If we beat them, do we get to take the cave?
No, it's his main base of operations. Also, I don't know if Mbizi's around, but Mbizi is going to enjoy this small part of this section coming up. I'm just saying. Also, we have masked fight number 2.
But on a pipe.
Yes.
Amazing.
We have to be a pirate. We can't go through an entire pirate game without doing at least a little bit of this.
I just love how they take that mechanic and move it. You're like, it's mass fighting, You're like, we're on pipes. They're like, no, it's a masked fight. You're like, okay, cool.
Also, lasers have returned.
When did Resident Evil?
The answer is infinite wealth.
The answer seems to be infinite wealth a lot.
Yeah, I'm noticing this.
And I kind of love that for us, I think.
And here we go.
Why would you put a button so high up you had to jump to hit it?
See, he doesn't have to jump for it. He could reach up and just touch the button, but he's
Okay.
not going to
You know
because
what,
he's
fair.
Goro Majima,
You know what? Fair. Mood, honestly.
right?
I mean, you are trying. They're trying to make it difficult. Trying.
Trying.
Speaking of places not being OSHA compliant.
Ow. There we go.
This is so extra in the best way.
Yeah. This is very big Yakuza. Just yep, we're going there. We're going with the silly.
Oh, come on. Really? Ow,
on.
ow, ow.
Armstrong, that was not very nice.
And now here comes that section. Because, apparently, we need a little Indiana Jones.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, his run animation's so good.
I love how he's like, well, that's not good. Oh, yeah,
The
grappling
hook
hook.
shot. Oh
Yeah. I cannot take him seriously in that outfit.
You weren't supposed to. That was the whole point of this.
すまねえこっちだちょ待ってれ
なんやこいつ
Giant robot.
Amazing.
おもろいやんけ何でもかかってこいや
His glee at being able to fight this. I love it.
He's like, I've always wanted to fight a giant robot.
I mean, haven't you?
I mean, yes.
Holy, what are you doing to that robot's health bars?
You need to stun it, and then you can do super damage, so I summon the clones in order to do that.
Amazing.
That was wild.
Because it's just like, there you go.
Well, that
So-
was what, 4 health bars on that? 3 or 4, and just melted away.
Yep.
もう少し
You should be able to recruit the robot for your ship.
I mean, I have a tiny robot that
But
has
we
a
want a
chainsaw.
giant robot.
おっしゃい
Don't talk to me or my son ever again.
And then here we go. We're going to talk to Shigaki, and it's like, yeah, we're da-da-da. And then Noah finds an old man who's 200 years old. It's Rodriguez's father.
異端の
That gives us hope for Majima's health, his longevity.
Well, when you said he's gonna find an old man, I'm like, Goro's 60. Like he's not old, but you know, to be doing what he's doing, he's very spry for his age.
Indeed.
He's a bit old.
So, this is the one fight that doesn't have a second health bar. So watch this. Or a second phase.
Oh, oh,
Oh my goodness.
oh, that was beautiful.
Rodriguez was just like, no, I'm leaving.
That was gorgeous. That was a gorgeous fight.
And then the island starts to get set on fire, and it's like, oh, they're revolting. Because guess what? They're also looking for the treasure. But they were trying to let on that they weren't looking for the treasure. So everybody's looking for the treasure, but no one's like, hey, we should all work together.
But then you'd have to split it up and share.
Yeah, but that's already being a thing.
I don't want to share my treasure with these guys, though.
Also, this song is quite the bop. It's probably the best combat music in the game. Actually, that's not true, because there is a song coming later. Also, Rodriguez Phase 2. And this is where I was like, oh, he has his memory back, as you're about to see. Because just watch. If this doesn't scream peak Majima,
Oh yeah, no,
Like-
that's Majima. That man's got his memories back.
ow, it's fine. Because now
I
I
love
can
how you say "ow." You are taking so little damage.
But she got hit at all. That wasn't part of the deal. Poor Rodriguez. trying so hard.
I really like that heat action. That's a good finisher.
Yeah, we're going to see that a couple more times. Also, this is the end of Chapter 3.
By chapter
What?
3.
Yep,
We were in chapter 2 for so long.
yep. Remember when I said it's like, I don't know, a
Yeah,
fourth
but
of the
still.
length? And there he is. Saijima is now a party member. So now we're going to add everybody that we've gotten into the party. Yar. It's a pirate game. You have to yar at least once.
At least once.
So once again, crew formation. And we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we go back to Madlantis. Eventually we're gonna have to go get a cannon. The cannon is trash, but we still have to go get it. And also Keith makes a return, along with Captain Jack, who is, once again, still not going to bring us back to the railroad track.
How dare.
Alright, so we go back to the Luxury Palace. And it's like, oh no, his room has been ransacked. And it's like, oh dear.
His room has been ransacked and we didn't do it.
And of course, we can't return to the Goromaru because we have to do one single fight. So we're going to immediately turn around after this fight and go back to the wharf.
Oh, Wells.
Also, Masaru's going to betray us.
I really wish I could say I'm surprised. I'm not.
Yeah, still rude though.
Indeed. And then he unbetrays us because we beat him. He's like, Majima's just like, fight me. If you win, you can do whatever you want. If I win, you become part of the crew again. And there we go. Jason's like, Masaru's gonna betray us. I can tell. I can smell it in the air. And it's like, I don't know. But keep an eye. So now we go and get the merit to challenge Mortimer. Mortimer, of course, has a bounty on our head. Mortimer also doesn't look anything like a pirate. You will see that. Technically, if you've watched the cutscenes, you will have seen Mortimer a few times. But because we don't have that, we don't have that. And we well, phase 1.
Yeah, those laser cannons really do some work.
Indeed.
I mean, I am terrified of anything that contains the word laser and cannon. So, yeah.
I mean, that seems incredibly rational.
There we go. I'm actually surprised that no one has gotten their move off that basically pumps up their crew. Well, that was convenient. Rocket launcher chicken.
I love how these are like army guys, but they're also in like a tournament on a boat. It's just very
They're
interesting.
also pirates.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Everything here is pirates.
Yeah,
These are the
right.
biohazard pirates.
The biohazard. You know what? I'm not questioning anything. This is Yakuza. I should not question
Yakuza-
anything ever.
Yeah, it's Yakuza, and you're in a Luffy outfit. Everyone's pirate.
They have got some outfits.
Indeed.
It's good to have, you know, a crew uniform. Good for morale.
It is. It's unity.
And we win.
暇つぶしにもならんわ
They tried.
All right. Now that that is done, we have shenanigans like going to buy a cannon. We don't buy the cannon, we just fight for the cannon. And again, that cannon is garbage. Nobody likes the flame cannon. Even a fully upgraded flame cannon does like nothing. It's really sad.
They're like, you must fight for the flame cannon. You're like, do I have to? And they're like, yes. Okay, fine.
Must I? I don't wanna.
It's funny, in my PB, I actually screw this part up pretty badly.
Oh, no.
Because I went way too far from where I needed to be. Also, this is the last time we see the street surfer.
I'm sad. Honestly, I feel like that would be something I would have issues with running a game like this, is I would forget where I need to go. I would go too far past stuff all the time because there's just so much you have to remember.
Well, it also helps that everything has a marker. It was just, I just went too far, and I was like, oops. And then I was like, oh yeah, the door's back there. And now I have a cab location that I don't need because we're done with Hawaii after this. Oops. And then here we go. We're going in right here, and then it's like surprise, and it's like, really? This is what we're here for? A flame cannon? Like at this point also in the story, in my casual playthrough, I already had everything. So I was like, what is the point?
That's like when somebody is like, okay, you know, here, have this cannon, and you're like, I already have 3, and they're much better than that. I appreciate it, but okay.
Nice counter hit. Woohoo! But worry not, we will see him one more time. There we go. Okay, there we go. Oh, you're not a gunman, you're just a dude just sitting back here. Again, gunmen will always run back to the furthest location. So this is what I mean by shield guys doing their thing, and it's like, please don't. Because, like, for whatever reason, Majima gets stunned for a second, and it's like, this is taking forever. Well, now you don't have that, and take that.
I love how they're just standing there.
My favorite thing is how polite the enemies are in Yakuza. You'll have like an entire group, and you're taking on like 2 or 3, and the other ones are just waiting politely. It's very nice.
That's so nice of them. Thanks. What good friends now perish.
To the blunderbuss. Holy heck.
Sir, stop blocking, please. Please, and thank
Okay,
you.
I'll hit instead.
So now we go into the Crystal Resort, which is about to get hit by cannonballs. Because they don't care, they're pirates, so they're just gonna randomly hit a resort that's probably worth millions of dollars, but, you know, no concern in the world. And here we have Keith and his friend.
Seeing Keith and his friend in such a nice-looking resort is just strange.
Could you imagine going on vacation and just seeing this? Like you're lounging in one of the cabanas and you're just watching Majima beat up two guys.
There we go.
Into the pool.
Woohoo! And it's fine. Don't worry about it. And here comes Captain Jack, back again.
Guess who's back?
Center.
Again.
Again, we only need to take out his ship. We don't need to take out anything else.
Oh, but this is gonna take so long. Oh wait, never mind.
I have been so happy with how well the colors of the 24-hour Cinderella outfit goes with the ship colors. Like, it has been a very, very good circumstance of just, oh, this worked out extremely well.
Yeah, it does matter.
Especially because you didn't set up the ship, so it works.
A nice happy accident.
Yeah.
No, they might get their thing on. Yep, there it is. Boost attack a little. Oh no. That'll totally ruin my day. Just kidding. And there we go. We now have the cannon. We didn't buy it, we just beat it out of them. And we're not gonna use it because we don't have a reason to. So there we go.
It's like, thanks, Slim Cannon. We're gonna leave you there now. Bye.
And then we're going back to Madlantis to deal with Masaru and then deal with a certain somebody, Mortimer. And then, you know, watch Mortimer die because unfortunately they kill him off, even though it's like, oh, he's gonna join us. No, they're going to kill him off.
Don't worry, he'll be back for the next game.
I mean, there's honestly a likelihood it could. That's how stuff goes. Depends on the death, but I mean, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, to be fair, in Infinite Wealth, the trash pirate captain comes back in this game. So there's a trash pirate who basically, the Animal Crossing at Home segment, he basically bullies that. Oh, I should have warped. It's fine. Because I forgot this was Go See Raymond the Pirate King. I've been doing that a lot today. Oops.
Just means we get to see more of this wonderful, wonderful run.
And this wonderful outfit.
So there we go, and he's like, won't you join me in betraying the queen? And then he's just like, these goons will take care of you, and it's like, no. No. Ow. Yes. All right, now we go challenge him. And I always take the wrong staircase, but that's fine, because now we're going to warp. But also, we still have to deal with Masaru, and so it's like, aha. Luckily, the Masaru fight goes by pretty quick because we just kind of melt his health down pretty quickly. So we're going to go to the Coliseum grounds, and then it's going to be like, please go see Jason. And then it's going to be like, okay. And then it's going to be like, so on and so forth. I don't know what Pirate Heaven is supposed to be, and I wouldn't want it to be this, because this is just a bunch of shipwrecked ships in a very strange formation that doesn't make sense. But whatever, you call it whatever. So now we're going to warp to the gaming hall, which has a lot of clowns.
Oh.
So I don't know if anybody doesn't like clowns, but there's a lot of clowns up in this area.
I'm not a fan.
Also a giant circus tent, so that's also a thing. There's the clowns right there. They're in a cage for some reason.
Where they belong.
I was about to say that is an appropriate place for the clowns.
Monster was just staying with you to get all the health bars.
Yeah.
And dead. Oh!
That finisher's so good.
I want to say that's overkill, but honestly, I think it's just the right amount of kill.
Yeah. So there we go. Most excellent. So now we can go challenge Mortimer and do the thing and then fight a giant squid. Also, I'm going to put Masaru back in the party so we can go down to Goro Pirates, crew formation, and put him there. It's very, very helpful for the giant squid. Not so helpful for the Mortimer fight. We can do without him, but, you know, it just makes it go a little faster. It's definitely for the giant squid, though. So there are 4 phases to this fight. So there's the standard thing, and then there's the crew versus crew. Then there's the final mass fight. Then there's Majima versus Mortimer. And there's going to be a thing that happens, and you're all going to see it, and you're all going to be like, that doesn't work. That doesn't make, like, physics doesn't work that way.
It does now.
So here we go.
That just eats shit health. Oh my.
And there we go. So there we go.
I love how this guy's name is just Mitchell.
Ow. There we go. Right. Oh, there we go. We got the King's stratagem, and it's like, oh, your attack boost. So dangerous. Ow. I say as I go and mock it. I have lost 2 crew members here, though also Mr. Sheepman kind of destroying all the things right now. And there we go, we win.
So if you lose crew members there, are they like permagon, or is it
No,
just
they
for that
come
battle?
back next time.
That's good.
So there's Mortimer just standing up there shooting his pistols. By the way, this is Mortimer. Does that look like a pirate to you?
No, but also.
Looks like Heisenberg from Resident Evil.
Yes, so the backstory is that Mortimer and Jason and Masaru used to have a ship together, then Mortimer betrayed them, and it was never known that Mortimer was the one to betray them, and so on and so forth. Now here's the part that doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, what? Your sword is so dull now. That's not how any of that works.
But it
I'm wondering what Majima like hooked onto to come down. A lot of physics is physics.
Oh, just wait for the final boss fight, and then you'll be like, excuse me? I don't know what he was aiming at, but it sure wasn't me. And he's dead. And then in the story, he gets shot by one of his own guys because he's all like having his redemption arc, and it's like, no.
We decided no, you don't get a redemption arc.
But because we have won, we get Spade and go see a giant squid who's protecting the treasure, because of course he is.
What a good giant squid. Thank you, friend.
I mean, what else is a giant squid to do other than protect treasure?
True.
He could become a businessman. I don't think it would work well.
I'm
but-
sure it'd be fine.
It doesn't go fine, he dies.
Darn it.
So now we go back to Nele Island right now. Alright.
Also, I have to know, chat absolutely on fire with the pirate jokes. They're magical.
So here is where Majima, in this cutscene, talks about how Yakuza lifestyle works and how chopping of fingers works. And how he's going, if he feels any type of betrayal, he's going to start with their pinky fingers and work all the way down. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you have your memory back, don't you?
Oh yeah.
No, I just saw it on TV somewhere, haha.
Teehee.
I don't know what TV he's watching because he doesn't remember who he is, quote unquote. And so I don't know if he knows what a TV is. Anyway, to do story stuff at this point, you have to talk to Spade. You don't go up to the thing. And here comes Giant Squid. Will Giant Squid be nice, or will he be not nice? This is how Majima actually loses his memory in the first place, was because when he was on his way here, a giant squid attacked.
Look at that big friend.
Presumably the same one. So
Ah,
there it is.
it's the revenge arc. Thanks, Noah. That was super helpful.
Noah is not very helpful.
No. Aim for the tentacles. Yeah, I got that. Thanks, bud.
But right now we're going to aim for the main body instead of the tentacles. We're going to wait until I get really close, and then we're going to...
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. I see.
Uh-huh.
I see.
There we go. And then he gets his tentacles back once he wakes up. Good, he didn't run away that much. Or that far. Not exactly the best, but we're fine. So long as he doesn't run away, we're fine. Ah, he ran away. But he's also running away right in front of me, so... I don't know.
A little more helpful.
Now, where are you popping? Oh, you're still popping right beside me.
Yeah, laser.
Trying to turn. It sucks trying to turn in this fight. It's fine. Melt the HP. He might die here. Yes! That actually was a really good fight. By the way, this is the end of chapter 4.
No. Goodbye, friend.
And they also find the treasure, and then Queen Michelle sends her entire fleet to fight us.
That seems unfortunate. We could have taken that giant squid and put them in the petting zoo. I'm sure it would have been fine.
But there's no water near the petting zoo.
We'll add water.
I see. You can get a bear in the petting zoo, as well as many chickens and cats, and also a parrot.
I mean, those are great too. But what if a giant squid? You go to pet the squid and it's like, no, I'm going to use my arms to pet you instead. What a good Yakuza person. Good luck.
So now we have to talk to Saijima to finish the game. And so that's what we're doing. That's what chapter 5 is let's just finish the game. So now we're fighting Michelle's entire fleet. Raymond is quite pleased about that, because that means he can take over.
Using the front guns and the side lasers to get multiple things at once. That's awesome.
By the way, it's a giant cruise liner with, like, mass flags for some reason.
I mean, if you're gonna have a pirate ship, might as well make it cozy.
There we go. Also, our ship is on fire, but their ship is about to die. There we go. Now, there's 4 phases to this. They go by relatively quick. Because also, it's entire crew against all of it, so we've got 27 now.
I really hope there's a pool on the deck here. It's like you're fighting and then it's just a random pool.
Unfortunately, no pool.
Why have a cruise ship if there's no pool?
Because reasons.
Yeah, okay. It's also on fire, so...
Indeed. So while they're all taken care, we're gonna go this way. Down to phase 2. We'll also be using the... Uh-oh. So here's the Masaru one. Barely catches it.
He's fine.
Oh my.
Indeed. And then more murder. Ow. Alright, that's all of them. And then the third one is where the animals come to attack. Remember when I said we were going to fight a tiger and a bear? Yeah, that's right now.
Okay. But our tiger has a pirate hat, so, you know.
That does mean our tiger is better.
Yeah. Oh, look at them go.
See? Goro's mighty roar.
I love how it tells you who defeated who. Mm-hmm. It's like,
Yeah,
Gary
it's-
defeated the captain.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
And now we have the final phase, and this is the end of Michelle. Michelle's already escaped. Naomi is about to escape once we defeat this. Again, we're not going to use Mighty Roar ever again. Sir, with the giant sledgehammer, please just stop. cannot see what's happening. I am just mashing buttons. I have never seen it this congested before. There is one person left, and they're done. Now we have to go fight Shigaki because Shigaki's like, I was a nobody, so please let me blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. And so he gets mad, and we're all like, no. And so we're gonna take care of him real nice like, and then we're gonna go deal with Raymond.
Filled with self-care and crackers, right? That's how we're gonna take care of him?
No. More like with blades and things.
You know, that does track.
So once again, summoning is complete, and please, you dare stop me from doing the spin to win?
Oh, that was awesome.
There we go. And now everybody just kind of gets beaten to a pulp. And it looks so painful. Nope, you get hit.
Good try, bud.
I always love the trope of like a group getting literally beat down and then just, we're not done yet, getting back up. Come on, nobody would respond.
Just stay down. You'll
Just stay
be better
down.
off.
Just stay down.
I mean, other than Shigaki, everybody here is new. Which is interesting, because you wouldn't think that there would be this many people in this tiny cave.
Yeah.
But whatever. Anyway, we have dealt with Shigaki, now it's time to go deal with Raymond. But also, in order to save people, Majima sacrifices himself. And so this is where we find out where he actually has his memory back, because Saejima and Naomi save him, and Saejima goes, so, how long have you had your memory back? And Majima's like, what? And he's like, you called me Kyodai. And then he's like, the jig's up, isn't it? And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, you got caught, bud.
So here is the guy we threw off the boat
Oh,
all the way back in Chapter 2.
I remember that guy.
We're going to see him at least one more time.
Do we get to throw him off the boat again?
No.
Oh.
There's no more boat combat
Sad.
for the rest of the game. Now, if you have any jam emotes, prepare to use them, because it's time for the song. And of course, we can't break these. We need Saejima to do it. And he's like, you're so weak, bro. And it's like, come on.
やかましいわ。
すごい怪力。
I love how Saijima's like, no, that was easy, and Majima's like, shut up.
That's typically how their relationship works. Again, the funny thing is that Saijima's brought up for 2 seconds in Yakuza 0, but also doesn't debut until Yakuza 4. So you don't get the full context of this until you get to Yakuza 4 if you start with 0.
Yeah.
There's so many things like that where people have told me they're like, just remember this. We'll come back to it in like 2 games time.
There we go. And we're all just like, no. Super punch to the face. And slice. Unfortunately, the QTEs barely do any damage, and that's kind of what made me mad at Infinite Wealth as well, because I'm like, why are you making the QTEs do like nothing? Although that's kind of the thing with the Dragon Engine ones, and I'm like... Also, oh no, it's not giving me the Saejima one. Ooh.
That was one of the more simple beat actions I've seen.
No sense making Saejima run all the way. So there we go.
Make him run.
The game is almost over. We're almost to the final boss fight.
Oh wow.
And we're going to melt his health. Because remember that heat move that I keep using against certain people? Yeah, we're gonna do that again.
Oh nice.
Okay.
3 times. That wasn't a very nice thing to say, sir. Also, for some reason, the game goes into, oh, you're fine, you're done with combat, directly back into combat. Also, that was the end of the song. Woo! Aw, we didn't get the I killed everyone in one shot. Aw. But there we go. Now we work on getting to Raymond. So it's another, like, gauntlet type thing. Nothing to do but win. Alright, here we go. And then we have to hit the door open. Hit the door open again. Large crew. I'm trying to save the clones for a little bit later, because a little bit later it gets a little bit more difficult, where we're just kind of melting people right now. Sir, with the machine gun, please stop. Did you just do a flip? So now we need to wait until Majima kicks, and then we can skip the cutscene.
Do we? Why specifically for when Majima kicks?
I don't know, the game just doesn't let you skip it until he kicks.
Huh. Interesting.
Let Majima kick.
I mean, I'm not against it. I do believe that he should be allowed to do whatever he wants, but, like, that is an interesting point to draw the line.
And then I'm going to switch it, and I'm going to summoning is complete, and then spin to... Oi! I was spinning to win here! Don't be rude! Let me spin to win! Or I'm just gonna let the clones just do whatever the hell. Ow. Ow. There we go. Now this is not skippable. But it's gonna be like, go up there. And I'm gonna be like, okay.
兄弟こっちは大丈夫や先に行けいいんやねよっしゃほな任された
That was a little
okay.
Totally
interesting.
normal. Don't worry about it.
Not sure what happened there.
I don't know either.
Foreshadowing powers for the next game.
Please.
Nice. And he's back again.
誰かと思えば拷問部屋から追いかけてきたんかしつこいやつやな
I seriously love that this guy doesn't even get a proper name. It's just Man in Black A.
So there we go, and I'm going to heal because we were playing it a little bit risky, but haha, I full healed, now you can't kill me. Sir with the guns.
Sir?
Stop. And
Sir?
stop. There we go. Now it's time for the final boss fight.
Woo!
We have made it. And hit. Very good. The Pirate King.
No, your money.
So, like I said, we melt his
Oh,
his
yeah.
health bar the entire time, to the point where it just goes into phase 2.
Yeah.
We're done and phase 2. And then we're gonna kick him out the window.
I love how you do all that impressive stuff, and then in the cutscene, it's like, no, I can deflect a bullet with my staff and dodge everything. You're like, no, you don't. You're melting.
And there we go. We have to wait for him to do his super attack before we can do it again.
Just melting that health bar. My word.
You didn't need it anyways.
He's got a couple.
Also, fun fact, if you fail this, nothing changes. You just take like a sliver of HP. Now remember when I said the hook thing and you were gonna be like, this makes no sense? Just watch.
Oh no.
He's hooked to his arm.
That's so peak. I love it.
I love a free ride.
And there we go. Also, time will be coming up soon. This should kill. I'll be surprised. Actually, it might not. Who knows? I'm always... Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
come
So, like,
game.
a tiny bit. And also, that's time.
Chi-chi.
Congratulations. You have witnessed Like a Dragon pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Also, he's going to get eaten by a whale. So that's a thing. Yeah, so again, for the outfits, you have Miss Clockwork to thank for that. Yes. I want to give a shout out to Crime, who is very much hiding from this game because she doesn't want to spoil herself because she just finished 5. I also, because again, Crime was who I watched play Yakuza for the first time. Like, she was going through 3, and then I was like, ooh, let me play these, and I like beat 3 of them over like Christmas. Because fun fact, the first 3 games are all Christmas games.
Nice.
So yeah. I also want to give a shout out to Pandemonium, Dubious, and Garlic Dread. They are fantastic speedrunners of the Yakuza series, and all 3 submitted to Flame Fatales. And here's, again, being eaten by a whale. Pretty sure white whales don't eat meat, but whatever, it's fine. Yeah, so that is a thing. If you would like to see more Yakuza speedruns, I speedrun like 6 of them. I also speedrun a lot of other games. You can find me at twitch.tv/Abby's Corner. You can also find me on Blue Sky at Abby's Corner and all of that fun jazz. But yeah, that was Pirate Yakuza. And crazy stuff, and then the whale says goodbye. Haha. And they also have a dance number in the credits.
Of course they do.
And things like that. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for that fantastic run, Abby. I have loved this. Absolutely amazing. But we are going to be taking a quick little break. First, I would like to tell y'all a little bit about Toronto Games Week, which is why we are here. So Toronto Games Week is a collective coordination of events organized independently by dozens of organizations, curators and companies, creators, and communities. Did you want to get involved? Volunteer and be a part of the incredible coalition of community organizations and not-for-profits making it all happen. There are plenty of exciting opportunities to get hands-on and help bring the magic to life. You can find out more information at torontogamesweek.com or by typing !TGW in chat. Now, we are going to be taking a quick little break, but when we come back, we are going to be running a video about our American Truck Simulator race on a track mode. So we'll be back with that very, very shortly. See y'all soon.
Bye, everyone.